What the frick is a passport bro? A passport bro is a term used to describe a Western man who leaves their country in order to find a woman from a non-Western country. Some can't find a partner in their own countries.
You call me fat and ugly in front of people.
Some are seeking more traditional relationships.
Just like most American people expect the woman to contribute half. Or not half, just contribute.
But you're not dealing with an American woman.
No.
And some just have a preference for foreign women.
I like the view.
You do?
Yes.
You're my best view.
Me.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you...
In my culture, in America, that's rude, that's disrespectful, especially when a woman says that about the man that she's with.
It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave.
This was definitely not what I wanted to hear. I thought Moroccan women prioritize family over material things, and I was not anticipating that it would mean I have to be the sole provider for a household. I didn't sign up for that.
First of all, this is literally the first time I'm wearing lashes in a very long time because I'm not really a lash girl like that. But today I was like, you know what? Let me just wear lashes and just come in front of the camera and just, yap away. But that being said, today we're talking about the passport bros. Yes, guys, today we're talking about the... And if you do not know the passport bros, you're definitely having a very good, sweet life. Because even me, all the way in London, United Kingdom, I can't even escape what these American brothers are doing. Don't get me wrong, it's not only American men that are passport bros, even men in the UK, mostly men in westernized countries.
Wife stands for washing, ironing, cooking, etc.
What am I trying to say?
But it's more prominent in America because in recent years, there's this new controversial movement. And should I even say it's new? I wouldn't say it's that new. But now, because obviously there's technology and there is this and that, so it's more like it's new and it's gaining online attention, and it's often the subject that has brought so many debates online. So what is the passport bros, or who are the passport bros? So the passport bros, they refer to a group of men, mostly from the United States, who travel to countries in the global south like the Philippines, Thailand, or even some parts of Latin America. And these men, they travel to these places because they want to find their wives. The term passport bros, it captures the essence of their journeys, as these men are often seeking relationships and marriage with women from this region, not because they think they will find their true love there, but mostly because they want to find traditional, submissive, or compatible partners compared to the women that are in their home countries. So basically, they have this belief that when they go to these countries, they can find women who will submit to them, who will do everything they ask these women to do without complaining. Because they believe that the women in the United States or in the UK or in Canada, they believe that the women in the Western countries are not traditional enough for them. So because they do not want to evolve with the times, they would rather go to these countries that they feel the women there are slow, to go and pick the women and literally marry. This movement obviously has sparked intense controversy, and there have been so many conversations that have come out from this movement, especially about race, gender, and the whole globalization of passport bros. People have come out and they've debated whether this is a legitimate search for love or whether it's rooted in problematic stereotypes about women from these countries.
You think Asian women are going to go 50-50 with you on the bill?
No, we date traditionally, which means if I invite the girl out, I plan and pay for the date. The catch is the cost of living is often 1/4 the price overseas, so even if we pay for the whole date, we're still paying less than what we would have paid 50-50. And this is a point that I don't think it's talked about enough when it comes to passport bros. It's not just dating, it's cost of living, it's rent, it's gym, it's food, it's everything, and it increases the quality of your life. At the end of the day, it's a men's health movement about doing what's best for you. It takes one US remote job and the courage to leave to experience all of that, plus a dating culture that is a lot less toxic.
A lot of people, not just men, come to the Philippines so that they can experience our values and morals, especially a culture that's beyond money and privilege. So why are these women shocked that they're dating us? Is it because you think you're better than us? Because the belief that someone's worth is measured by their financial status or societal privilege is for shallow-minded people that only has that to offer.
Before I go on, I don't think women really care if these men travel to all these other countries to go and pick up women because they think these women are more traditional. I believe that a woman who knows her standard, who knows what she's worth, will not care if someone is being intimidated by her success and decide to travel to all these countries who, at the back of their mind, they already believe that these women are submissive. Obviously, we're not going to talk about passport bros without mentioning the role of the internet, because the role of the internet, especially on social media platform, in shaping these views and practices cannot also be ignored, because these spaces, they allow the sharing of experiences and perspectives that amplifies the passport bros message. So obviously, this is just the prelude of this entire essay I'm going to bless you guys with, but going into this essay, I'm going to dive deep into this whole trend, or is it this whole phenomenon, this whole, I don't know what I should even call it, this whole facade. Is here facade. We're going to talk about this whole passport bro movement, and here we'll also talk about what motivates these men to travel abroad for relationships and what kind of dynamics that their action creates, both for the woman who is being involved and for the society at large, and how the media, especially reality TV shows like 90 Day Fiancés, how they help to spread and normalize some of these ideas. So before I go on, let me introduce myself, okay? Because this girl is so pretty sitting here. Yo, see, this headscarf, I want to tell you, it looks good in real life. It looks good in the camera. But if it comes out looking like something else, yeah, I want you all to know something. I'm a pen girl. I am pen. In real life, online, you cannot see me and be like, oh my God, this girl is ugly. Nah, I'm pen, okay? But sometimes what you see in the camera may not be what you get post-production. I'm sure despite everything, I'm still paying, okay? In real life, paying. I don't know what's wrong with me today, guys. I really don't know what's wrong with me. So hi guys, welcome to my channel. So on this channel, I just speak about whatever I want to speak about, whether they are viral or not. So I give deep dives, commentary, documentaries, literally. I speak about anything, history, like anything that piques my interest. Your girl is there researching and just formulating notes for you guys, because I love to share my thoughts and my thinking with you guys. And thank you guys for the love if you're subscribed. So if you want to see me next week, I want to see you too. So kindly subscribe, like, turn on your post notifications, put it on all, don't put it on personalized, don't put it on none, put it on all, so that when my notification comes in, you just click on it and you just watch me. Thank you guys so much. And that being said, let's get into the word for today. The word for the day says, your journey is unique to you compared to no one else's. Your journey is unique to you compared to no one else's. And this is from my journal, the Manifest Your Vision journal. It's a guided journal and it's a complete guide to journaling. In my video last week, someone said I should show you guys what's inside my journal, and I'm going to show you guys what's inside my journal. This is going to be a more lengthy description of my journal so that you guys will know what you're getting. So if you do not want to watch it, I have a timestamp where you can just click on. So in my journal, it has law of attraction. So in the law of attraction page, we have 5 subsections. We have gratitude, we have release, we have manifestation, affirmation. And then when you flip the page over, we have scripting. What is scripting? I like to see scripting as a form of imagining your future self and just writing it down. It's a form of visualization. And I'm someone who believes in writing down what you believe in. One thing I love about scripting is that when you script your future, when it happens, you can go back to your diary and literally look at what you scripted. So I have a whole page dedicated to scripting. Then after that, we go into the brain dump section. We have so many tabs that go on in our head almost every day, if not every day. So that is like in the evening, after like a stressful day, and you just want to distress and just have a good time and just like sleep peacefully. You could just write it down. Example, you could be like, dear diary, so today, this is what happened. Or you could write it down in like words all over over, because sometimes I do that if I don't have the energy to just sit down, just construct what happened that day. The next section is the shadow work. And shadow work prompts, they are like this friendly whisper that guides you to explore the deeper layers of your thoughts and emotions. I like to see them as a section or an act of healing your inner child. We know like there are some traumas that you've experienced that you have not remembered, or you cannot remember until somebody asks you those questions about your inner child. When I was in therapy, there were so many things and so many traumas I had gone through that I had locked away without even realizing. And during therapy, these were things that were triggered by my therapist. It was not triggered in a way to make me feel bad, but in a way to explore my healing and make sure that I'm healing properly. And it's when she asked these questions that I remember so many scenarios, so many things I'd been through as a child, and I broke down. I was like, oh my God, I forgot that actually happened to me. In every shadow work page, there is like a question that you have to answer, and it's just a pathway to healing, a pathway to answer questions that you don't even know that you had. So that's why shadow work prompts is very, very good. It's like this mini therapist that is just beside you, making sure that you're healing properly. And I have to say this, that my journal is not a substitute for medical appointments or medical solutions. It's just a guide to just help you, because even when you attend therapy, your therapist is going to tell you to journal, to document. She are going to give you assignments. So that's what literally my journal is about. So it's just a guide to just help you along the way. The work just helps to just wake up that your inner child, just to make you heal better and to answer questions that you may have forgotten. The next subsection is dream journaling. Me, I don't know about any other person, but if you know me, I'm someone who forgets my dreams. I forget my dreams a lot. I remember it in like the first like few minutes of when I wake up. That's why I have dream journaling section. And in this dream journaling section, it's not just you documenting your dreams. There are literally prompts that help you document your dreams well. For example, there are questions like the thoughts you have before sleep, your emotions before sleep. Have questions that make you document your dream properly. And then the last section which we have is the weekly reflection. And this is to be filled like once a week on the days you feel is your weekend. Like my end of the week is Sunday. Some people's end of the week is Monday. So that's where you document your weekly reflection. In this weekly reflection, we have 5 subsections. We have like what drained your energy, what gave you energy, the themes that you got for that week, what goals are you setting for the next week. Actually, that is what my journal is about. My journal is not like just any journal. Yes, sometimes it can be time consuming. I personally, in as much as I love journaling, I do not journal every day because is realistic. Prior to creating this type of journal, I used to buy like the normal dated journal. And when you buy those dated journal, when I miss a day, I feel like very, very guilty. I'm someone, I have high functioning ADHD. So there are some days I don't feel like journaling. So my journal is not dated. So it does not give you the pressure to journal. It's a very, very intentional journal. If you want to support me, it would really mean the world to me. Thank you so much. That's a lot that has been said. That being said, let's get straight into the video. So now that we are back here, let's just get into this whole passport bro nonsense. Or should I say nonsense? I wouldn't say nonsense, but it's just so funny how these men, because they don't want to evolve with time, they think the answer is beyond the borders, like literally. Anyways, let's just get into this whole mess. Part 1, the emergence of passport bros. So here we're going to talk about the motivations and the background of these passport bros. So like I said earlier, the term passport bros, they refer to a group of men who travel abroad, usually to less economically developed countries. And they go here because they are searching for a romantic relationship, often with women that they perceive are more traditional or are more family oriented. And these men, they often feel disillusioned with dating in their home countries, particularly in Western countries like the United States. It mostly happens from the United States. Like I would say, okay, maybe the UK or whatever, but like the real passport bros, I love my US audience, you guys write for me, but like the real passport bros, majority of them are from the United States of America, and they are mostly like elderly men, people in their middle age or like their late ages in life. Obviously there are still like some young passport bros, we've seen them on TikTok or whatever, but like most times there are people like Big Ed. Yo, I'm already saying enough and I'm just in line 4. But anyways, these men, they believe that the dating culture in their own countries no longer meets their needs, and as a result, they turn to foreign women for what they see as a more ideal romantic partner. One of the key reasons behind this movement is that many of these men, they feel so frustrated by what they view as a shift in gender dynamics, especially in Western society. In their perspectives, modern relationships in places like the United States have evolved in ways that do not align with their traditional gender roles any longer. So they see that women are becoming more independent and women are seeking equality in their partnerships. And because of this, these men, they are not comfortable with that. So they would rather decide to travel across borders to get these other women because they feel that these women would not be able to talk, or like she's more traditional than a normal Western woman.
Now I realize why American guys come to the Philippines to find a wife. You guys won't even understand. The Filipino girls, I'm not gonna lie, are fucking hot. Besides these women being absolutely beautiful, the loyalty is absolutely crazy. Coming from America, all these women always say, and this is an American thing, happy wife, happy life. In the Philippines, it's happy relationship, happy relationship. When I was in America, honestly, I used to hate when girls always say, you need to make me happy, it's a happy wife, happy life. This has to change because in a relationship, I'm not saying everything's supposed to be 50-50, but at the end of the day, so you're trying to tell me I need to make a woman happy and I need to be miserable to have a happy relationship? That doesn't make sense. Out here, these girls honestly cater to their damn man when it comes to cooking for them, giving them massages, going over and above without asking for anything in return. That's how a relationship should be. And again, you guys can say whatever you want in the comments. There is a reason why that there's a thing called passport bros, and there's a reason why a lot of people are leaving America to go look for wives. It's a reason. So if you're an American woman and you're watching this right now, stop complaining that there's no good men out there in America. It's because you girls has made it so impossible for us to want to cater to you, because all you want is a damn handout. All you want is what a man could do for you, and it's not supposed to be like that in a relationship, but keep on looking for a good man.
For these men, the growing influence of feminism and the rise of women empowerment has created a dating environment that they perceive as less compatible with their views of masculinity. So in my own opinion, I just think this is more about power, wanting to have control over women than actually loving these women. So because they do not want to stand hand in hand with these women, they would rather decide to travel to like the Philippines or Thailand or Colombia to go and marry from there because they feel like women there would be more compatible with their beliefs and with their perspective when it comes to relationship or with marriage. Also funny is that most of these passport bros, what they believe is that they feel that women in their home countries are more focused on their careers, their education, and they have this personal independence, which leaves room for the traditional roles that they desire. So they are threatened that women are saying, okay, I need to work, I need to go to school, and they are not okay with this because they don't want to stand hand in hand with the woman, because they want to lord over the women, in my own opinion. So because of this, they just decide to go to where they would see a more submissive woman. And in contrast, they mostly go to women in the global south because they believe that these women in these global south countries, they embody values that are very rare in the West. But if you're watching this and you're a passport bro, you're planning to be a passport bro, you cannot force a woman to be submissive. How you treat her would naturally bring out the submissive part of her. It just depends on how you treat your partner. So whether you travel to whatever country you think is going to solve your problem, if you do not treat a woman right, you're not going to see the submissive part of her. But I'm already in conclusion when I've just seen part 1. But anyways, let's continue. The movement of the passport bros, which is both a reflection and a response to shifting social and gender norms, has gained significant traction over the years, and the rise of gender equality in the West, particularly through advancement in education, political power, and career opportunities for women, has reshaped expectations in relationships. So in this new dynamic, many women, they are no longer seeking traditional roles, but instead they want partnership that are built on mutual respect respect, equality, and also shared responsibilities. But the fact that women, they are fighting for their rights has made so many men, not so many, this men, let me just use this man, it has made these men feel alienated or threatened because they believe that the traditional relationships where men are the primary breadwinners and women are the homemakers are no longer possible or desirable in their home countries. Yo, you don't need to travel far. Like, literally, there's a whole trend of trad wives, like, and they're mostly from America. So there was even at that time a black girl. Oh, she wore a dress. She's married to a white guy, and she went to, is it the garden, to pick cotton? Yeah, hopefully I find that video if she's not deleted it.
Come pick some cotton with me. Now, I know what you're thinking. What on earth?
Hey, Hannah, what the fuck? I've been out here fighting over this magnolia pearl plantation line, and what are you doing? Are you wearing magnolia pearl, girl? What is that dress?
So, yo, you don't need to travel as far as they're in America. If you search better, you're going to see them. Okay, don't be lazy. Go and search for them. Anyways, in response, due to the fact that women want to be independent, these passport bros, their movement has flourished online. The internet, especially through forums and social media, has provided a space for men to connect, to share experiences, and also to exchange advice on international dating. And these online communities, they also offer support for their fellow men who feel isolated in their views on relationships and gender. And many men within these groups, they argue that Western women have become overly materialistic, entitled, or unwilling to embrace traditional roles in relationships. And in contrast, they believe that women from other cultures and other countries are more nurturing, more supportive, and eager to fulfill traditional roles like raising children and taking care of the home. And due to this, because these passport bros, they have these beliefs, they see these foreign women as more authentic in their desire to fulfill the roles that these men cherish, and they believe that by traveling abroad, they can find women who aligns more closely with their personal values and expectation when it comes to having relationship or getting married. That being said, this movement and the artists behind it has created so many debates. Some people, they've come to argue that the passport bros are simply seeking genuine love in a different cultural context, while others, they have criticized the movement for perpetuating harmful stereotypes about women from developing countries and for being rooted in outdated and patriarchal ideals. If you need a submissive person, first of all, treat her right, okay?
Growing up in the Philippines, you see passport bros all the time. All the time. It's like normalized. Minsan pa nga pa may ating nakapangasawa ng AFAM, sinasabi nila, isang Pilipino na naman ang nakaahon sa hirap. Pero pag nakadating ka na sa Amerika, makikita mo talaga na hindi pantay ang tingin nila sa atin. Unfortunately, I'm literally holding your hand when I say this. At ang masasabi ko lang sa mga ate ko at sa mga tita ko na mag-aafam dyan, always have an exit plan. Hindi lang para sa'yo, para din sa mga bata. Relationships like that have a clear power dynamic. You are not in an even playing field. That means we don't have to tolerate it, but we owe it to ourselves to be informed.
Yo, I'm already tired because I'm talking out of excitement. That's why I talk calmly, because if I talk out of excitement, all my adrenaline is literally just gone. And yeah, whew. Now let's get into part 2. So in part 2, I'm going to talk about the gender dynamics and the appeal of traditionalism. Heart of the passport bros movement is a longing for a return to traditional gender roles, which many of these men, they believe is the key to a stable and successful marriage and relationship. Okay, I can understand marriage, but relationship, you've never put a ring on my finger, you're already demanding me to be submissive, to stop working because of you. Oh my god. In my own opinion, I just think that they just want these women because they want to control. Because first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself, but let me just say it. First of all, they need these women, they bring these women to this country, and then they give these women the passport document to become Americanized. So when they do this, they expect these women to literally bow to their feet. So in my own opinion, they put that you become a US citizen, they hover it around their head, because due to that, these women, they are going to become humble, they will be submissive because their price is on that passport. And you're here thinking, oh, it's their culture. No, they want that black passport. What the fuck? That is what they want. Open your eyes, like literally. But yeah, I'm just getting ahead of myself. But anyways, these men, they feel increasingly alienated in their home countries, particularly in the West, where the growing emphasis on equality and female empowerment have reshaped relationships. To them, this shift in societal values feels like a threat in their position and authority as a man. And in their view, the rise of women's independence and the changing roles of men in modern relationships makes it very hard for them to maintain the type of relationship that they desire. So what type of relationship do they desire? Obviously, I've said it. They desire the relationship where the man is the provider and the woman is the caretaker. And most of these bros, they cannot even provide. Most of them, they cannot provide. It's all about control. That is what they want. It's all about control. So because of this, these men, they often believe that women from other countries are more likely to hold values that align with their idealized vision of femininity. And this vision are values that emphasizes submission, respect to the male authority, and a strong commitment to family and home life. And in their minds, women in this culture, they are less likely to challenge the traditional roles of men and women within relationships, which they see are more aligned with their own beliefs about how relationship will work. One thing you should know is that these passport bros, they tend to generalize these roles and portray them in a very idealized way that does not reflect the reality of this diverse culture. Gender roles, they vary from country to country, and not all women in countries like the Philippines or Colombia or Thailand, not all women from those countries fit the stereotypical mold that these passport bros have created in their head. In fact, women from these regions are just as diverse as women from the United States. They are just as independent as women from the United States. They have the same relationship views as women from the United States. Like, there is social media. Like, what are you saying? They act like these women live in one hut and not privy to what is going on in the world. So to conclude part 2, in reality, both Western women and women from other cultures, even in developing cultures or developing countries, they have wide range of beliefs and values. The passport bros, I don't know why, but they often idealize the idea of traditional femininity in ways that do not reflect the diverse experiences of women worldwide. And this simplified view of gender role, they play a very central role in the appeal of the movement, even if it doesn't accurately reflect the complexities of relationships across cultures. Now let's go to part 3. So in part 3, we're going to talk about the 90-day fiancé as a reflection of passport bros dynamic. So this is going to be our case study today. And I'm not gonna lie, I do not watch 90 Days Fiancé, but I watch it vicariously through the eyes of other YouTubers like 16 Leo, Michelle McDaniels, I'm looking for their names, Michael and Anthony. I literally just watch it through their lens, especially 16 Leo. Like, he plays the whole episode and reacts to it, and I love watching him.
90 Day Fiancé is the gift that keeps on taking. It takes away my sanity and replaces it with a feeling of hopelessness. And every time I see something that I like, for instance, a cake, I know for a fact it's ending up on someone's face or up their ass. And that is no different in today's episode, where Angela, the craziest woman in America, goes back to Nigeria to meet her husband and also WWE wrestle him at the same time.
That's how I watch all these TLC shows, like. But anyway, so 90 Days Fiancé premiered in 2014, and when it premiered, this show basically just follows couples who are in the process of applying for the infamous, or is it the famous K1 visa. And this visa allows the foreign partner to come into the United States and marry their American partner within 90 days. While this show does not always perfectly align with this whole passport bro model, it frequently features American men in relationships with women from countries that are considered less economically developed, and this has drawn comparison between the experiences on the show and the motivations of the passport bros, who often seek partners from abroad for similar reasons. And I'm sure there'll be somebody in the comment section that will be like, oh, there's Michael and Angela goes to Nigeria to find the love of her life. The fact I'm mentioning passport bros does not mean there's no passport misses. I don't know. Does not mean there's no passport misses, but I do not think that these women, they go to developing countries to get married to men because they want to. Obviously, Angela, she controls Michael. Let's not just act like she doesn't. But I think the main objective, is to literally, maybe they feel insecure with their body here, or they feel insecure with their self, so they go to a country where they believe that these men are going to love them, or these men will love them, not because these men really love them, but because they have something to offer these men, like a green card. But for men, they go primarily because they want to get a woman that they can control, and because they want to fulfill traditional roles, and because in reality they are intimidated by feminist women. But these women, they go to this developing country, in my own opinion, because they think people there would love them for who they are and for how they look, and in turn they have something to give them, which is the passport. And some of these women, they follow it through, while some, like Angela, will make you suffer for that passport. Will make you literally suffer for that passport.
Okay, yo, like, when I said that Michael and Angela part, I'm not gonna lie, like, that was unscripted. And oh my god, like, literally, Angela, she really, really bullied Michael. I think I had forgotten how much or how toxic their relationship was, because last I heard, Michael ran away from her house. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here for you guys to see the extent to which Angela was very, very toxic.
I'm sorry. No, you're not sorry. There's your cake, Michael. That doesn't work this time.
She threw my clothes in the hallway. She made me sleep in the car. And now she threw a cake at me. Whatever I did, I don't think I deserve that.
Totally unacceptable behavior. You should in no circumstance raise your hand on anybody, because if Michael were to treat Angela the way Angela treated Michael, everybody's going to have a whole uproar.
But anyways, 90 Days Fiancé offers an inside look of the reality of international dating, particularly focusing on the challenges that comes with blending different cultural values, expectations, and life experiences all together. The show, it highlights how both the partners navigate power dynamics in their relationship, especially when one partner comes from a wealthier, more developed country and the other comes from a country with fewer economic opportunities. The show, it frequently raises questions about the role of money, power, and cultural differences, especially when it comes to shaping these partnerships. A major topic of discussion among the people who view the 90 Days Fiancé is basically the power imbalance that often exists between the American partner and their foreign partner. Many of the couples on the show, they have significant age differences. And again, another thing that people have noticed is the financial disparity, where the American partner is often the primary breadwinner. Some people, they've criticized this show, and they said that this show has created a very uneven dynamic where the American partner, which is mostly typically the man, he can take up a more paternalistic role. Basically, he can take up a more controlling role, sometimes intentionally, other times more subtly. And this dynamic can be especially noticeable when their foreign partner appears to depend on the American partner for financial support or for a better lifestyle. And in many cases, viewers, they just feel like this dependency can lead to an unequal relationship where the foreign partner might feel pressure to just stay in the relationship even if they have doubts because of the economic benefits that they stand to gain. And at the same time, some of these viewers, they defend the relationships on this show. They point out that many foreign women enter these arrangements with clear intentions. Yes, they enter with clear intentions, but let's not pretend why they really enter this relationship. They have more to gain, and because of that, these men, they become very manipulative because that is literally what they want. They believe they cannot manipulate an American woman, so they rather go to a country that they feel the women are more easy vulnerable. That's literally where it's coming from. These people that enter with clear intentions, most of them, they have family back home that they want to take care of. While there may be cultural misunderstandings, language barriers, and different expectations, many of these women on the show, they are portrayed as fully aware of what they're entering into, including the potential financial benefits and also the lifestyle benefits that comes with marrying an American. So obviously, when all this dynamic and all this misunderstanding comes to play, the viewers are kept hooked. That brings us to part 4, and this is another case study that we're going to talk about, is the TikTok example. My wife has been Americanized. Yo, why am I laughing? It may not be funny to you guys, but it's funny to me. Sorry, I laugh about the weirdest things, but now that brings us to part 4. My wife has been Americanized. So here we're going to talk about this TikTok example. So basically, a recent viral TikTok video just highlights the personal consequences of cross-cultural relationship, and it also provides a real-life example of how the passport bros narrative can play out. So in this video, there's this man that recounted his experience of traveling to the Philippines to find a wife, and he was drawn by what he believed were the traditional values that Filipino women possess. So here he talked about how he was attracted to women from these places because he believed that women from these places are family oriented and are also willing to embrace more traditional gender roles. He felt like these were things that were missing when it came to relationships with women from the United States. He's been married before. I think he married like an American woman who, when the new wife, the Filipino woman, came, she said that she spoke to the woman, they're literally friends or whatever, and she sees her as a second mom or something like that. I can't remember.
I'm not the very first Filipina that you've been dated in the Philippines. So since 2018, he is traveling back and forth to meet other Filipinas. Tell them about the, you gave car, right? Did you give car?
I bought a car. I bought a car for the first Filipina that I was dating. For over a year we were dating. And, she wasn't a scammer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but she was just very excited to have a foreign boyfriend who was, I'm not broke, so I was able to get things, and I rented her a place. I bought her a car, sent her son to private school, all that. And I would never do that again, and I didn't do that with Jayan because it ruined the relationship. We would be. I would think that she's interested in me because of me, but when she drops the request for money, you think in the back of your mind, oh my God, I'm just here for the money.
Mm-hmm.
So, no. She was in love with me. There's no doubt about that. But I was also providing way too much. So when Jayan and I met, it was a hard rule. Money is not going to be a part of this at all because I cannot be sure if you love me for me. So, it's like, how long can you go before you start saying...
I don't know what is so funny that before this drama came to light, this woman, she used to mock feminists. This man, he came on TikTok and he said that his wife has become Americanized, meaning that she has adopted Western culture and she's become more independent and she's become less willing to adhere to the traditional submissive roles that he had hoped for in the wife. When shit hit the fan, the wife came and she was like, "You used to treat me like shit."
Well, it didn't take long. It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave. Yeah, welcome to the shittiest post that I'm ever going to make. There's a lot to it, and I'm not going to go into it, okay? But suffice to say, after providing and going on the Disney World trip, which included the funeral for my mom, I got up to day 6, I think, on that because it all broke down at Magic Kingdom. Fucking ironic. And I didn't post anything after that because when we got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia, I was greeted with the announcement from Jayanne that she wanted a separation. And then I discovered through text that she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children. So, that's heavy, right? That's a nuke. And I'm going to go into my bunker. So I came downstairs in my nice 4-story mansion and just stayed by myself through Christmas Eve and through Christmas Day. And I missed Christmas with my children. My in-laws, my mother and my father-in-law, and Jayanne, they proceeded to open the presents without me. Presents of which, all of which I bought. Yeah, the separation is a separation. I'm lucky enough to have a big house, and the logistics of it can be met right away, but I spent Christmas utterly by myself. And it's coming up on New Year's Eve, and I'm still alone. Because there's no communication from her. Why? Because she's communicating with her parents. She has the total backing and validation of her parents. Plus TikTok. All external sources of validation. And it's my position, my feelings are not relevant. She's got it figured out. She's got a plan. I'm waiting to hear what the plan is. And we'll see what happens from that point. But I'm pretty, I'm at peace with what has occurred, what could occur. I am done being Mr. Fix-It. Fix-It Felix. I'm not going to be the simp, nice guy, Fix-It Felix anymore. Relationship takes two people. And she made the decision for the separation. She's made the announcement and made plans with family to take our children back to the Philippines. And she's an adult. She has an accountability. It's on her to come to me and explain to me what her plan is, such that it is, and what can be done about it. So, surprise, no more countdown with the great fun in Disney World. It was a fucking disaster. And, that's the truth. Social media is not about the truth, but I'm about the truth. So that's what I give you. Thanks.
This man's experience just reflects a common misconception within this movement that women from other countries will remain locked into traditional roles, following cultural norms that aligns with the men's idealized version of femininity and submission. Anyways, that brings us to part 5, conclusion. Here we're going to re-examine globalization, gender, and also relationship expectations. The rise of the passport bro movement speaks to a deeper, complex set of issues that surrounds globalization, gender roles, and relationship expectation. At its core, the movement is driven by a desire for a more traditional gender dynamics, which some men feel are missing in the modern Western world. Many of these men, they are frustrated with the growing trend of gender equality and women's independence in their home countries, especially in the United States of America. And due to this, they look abroad for partners that they believe will embody the traditional family values that they crave. However, while the passport bro movement is based on a desire for these traditional values, it's also a reflection of the global changes that happens around us. Changes in gender, changes in power, and changes in cultural norms.